Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Good, it's great to have you again, man. I so appreciate it.
Right on. Where are you calling from?
Around Chicago, just outside of Chicago.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, man. You like Chicago? You guys always look forward to Chicago, right?
Oh, it's fun. It's a fun city.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's a lot of history.
yeah, we love the heavy shit here
Yeah.
for sure.
I actually been watching that show on Hulu, The Bear.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the
That's
restaurant guy in Chicago, and it shows all about Chicago. It's really cool.
yep, yep. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, you've got a chance to explore a little the city too, right? When you're here.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
actually like last time, one of the few times, last couple times we were there. Um, I think we were at the House of Blues with Cavalera.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And then one time before that, we were there with Go Ahead and Die, and I forgot the name of the place, but they made a special burger. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I
so
think didn't you guys play Reggie's?
yeah, we did
Reggie's?
Ready too. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was the burger was called Go Ahead and Die, which was amazing.
Yeah. I love it, man. Yeah.
I like
We
really
got we got a place Kuma's Corner. It's
that's it.
called.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's who did it. Yeah,
It's some
it
good
was
shit
so
right
cool.
there.
It
It's
was good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's pride of Chicago right there, man. Very cool. Max, it's great to have you, man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about Shama and so heavy, so
Oh,
great.
I love that everybody got the name right. I was worried that wow, people not gonna say know how to say it. Everybody just Shama. It's perfect. It's cool.
I was worried, I did the research and I looked it up and I'm full on American white guy here, man. So I'll screw it up in a minute. But yeah,
Oh no, you said it. You said it perfect. And I've
cool.
been in interviews all day, and everybody has said it good. So
Awesome.
that's
Yeah.
proof that I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know when you put a foreigner name on a record, how people gonna react.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this one is a simple name that people can connect with it, especially because it means flame. So
Hmm.
I think it's cool. It's exotic kind of a name.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And that's, I think that's what we really love. That's what you give us that other heavy thrash hardcore guys don't give us is that Brazilian tribal soul thing. That's really and all of we feel like we connect with that, I think,
That's
through
cool.
and that's you bring that to us, and there's nobody else that I can think of anyway that does that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's been it's been a journey, but I think more than ever, I felt really inspired by this record. Maybe being our 13 record, and we went deep into the whole uh going back to the origin essence of what Soulfly is
Yeah.
in reality, because Soulfly was created as an entity that was going to embrace tribal grooves and spirituality, and I think this record has both of those things in a big way.
Mhm.
But also modern, because I think the production between Zyon and Arthur gave the record a modern touch as well.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And I got tons of questions about that, so yeah,
Right
well,
on.
you
That's that.
know
Dive in.
Well, I was going to give you an introduction. You don't need an introduction. Everybody knows. Max, former member, co founder of Sepultura, of course, a legendary Brazilian metal band, responsible for Cavalera Conspiracy, Killer Be Killed, Go Ahead and Die, Nailbomb, so many bands that we just
Too
love.
many to count.
Yeah, for sure. But Soulfly, just like you said, 13th studio album coming, Shama, Nuclear Blast Records, October 24th. Uh, just such a big part of your career and your legacy, Soulfly. And
Yeah.
I want to give a quote here that's on the press release because I really think it taps into the spirit of this record. You reference Alex Pereira and him coming out, middleweight UFC champion, I believe middleweight, UFC champion fighter, comes out to Itzari from the Sepultura Roots album, of course. The chant, he pulls back the arrow, he lets out that yell, and it's intense. You say respect to Alex Pereira for using Itzari on his UFC walkouts. Chama is inspired by the energy of this moment. And I really feel that. I really feel that same kind of tribal, raw intensity from this record. It might be the heaviest Soulfly record, and dare I say that? So that going into battle spirit, is that what you're tapping into here?
So yeah, I mean that moment was a huge moment to me to experience. I have never experienced something like that in my life, and I got to experience that with my son Zyon watching together. He's a big UFC fan, and we both watched that live, and I had the goosebumps. And he's walking out with Itzari, and he does the bow and arrow, and let's go the Shama scream,
Yeah.
and that moment really it cut me deep. I was like, I'm inspired by this guy. I'm inspired by this moment. I wanna make a record to celebrate this inspiration. So
Hmm.
this is what Shama is. Shama is a celebration of feeling inspired again, because it's a hard thing, man, to feel inspired, especially after you make so many records like me. It
Right.
becomes harder and harder to be inspired, and becomes easier to always just kind of just do whatever, just put out whatever record,
Right.
and
Sure.
I'm not satisfied with that, and I want even though the way I look at things, like I don't have nothing to prove to anybody anymore.
Hmm.
I have a lot of gas left in the tank. So, you know what? I am gonna prove you something. That's kind of like the feeling. But you're right, man. It's that ready to battle kind of feeling, especially like
Totally.
Storm Gates and No Pain No Power, which is No Pain No Power is actually influenced by all of that, all of those athletes going into war in
Yeah.
the UFC ring, or even a football player when he has to play through pain
Yeah.
to actually get the power of the touchdown, and you see that on TV, and it's cool. I think that I was tapping into that emotion of without the pain there is no power. They
Yeah.
they coexist. They one feeds of the other.
Yep. Yep.
Without the pain, you will never reach the power, and you never get the glory. That's kind of like the idea of the song. And it was cool because I think it connects to a real soulfly back to singing about shit that I know, rather than some of the other lyrics were more ethereal and kind of like the nonsensical. So now this record has more of personal lyrics about shit that I really connect to. I believe on those lyrics. I believe in what I'm saying.
Hmm.
There's a thing about metal. I think when you're screaming what you believe, your scream becomes more powerful
Yeah.
than you're just saying something that makes no sense or nobody knows what the hell you're screaming for. If
Hmm.
you're screaming something that you really mean it, like I think it's an old rock and roll quote. Mean what you say what you mean.
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
kind of
man.
shit, you know. So I was tapping in all that, but really battle born kind of record. It's ready for battle all the way through, and even in the quiet moments, it's still cool because it makes
Oh,
you check out.
it is. And, there's not a lot of quiet moments on this one. This is a heavy fucking record right here.
Yeah,
But
it's got some crazy
it
shit.
does, man, and it's really intense, and I can feel that. Like when you say, yeah, there's a scream, and I get that from a lot of the newer bands. There's stuff that's trying a little bit too hard, and they're just screaming to scream, and it just doesn't connect. The music might be great and everything else, but there's just that lacking connection, at least for me personally. But when I hear you, your soul comes through that, man, and it's very there's a difference. There's a difference with what you're doing.
Like even the way I record a lot of these vocals, a lot of people don't know this because it has not been like really documented. I don't film a lot of the vocal sessions, but a lot of times I'm hitting myself in the process of singing, so I can feel the pain
Uh,
to deliver the the execution of the vocals.
yeah,
There's been a couple times where the studio and my whole chest is like purple and bruised up from hitting, and it's cool. It's like, okay, I had to do that to get so I can get the listener to feel the power of the deliverance, of the message.
it's
Which
beautiful.
is kind of like, I think that's been true to the art. Well, however
Absolutely.
it takes you there. I remember watching Ozzy a long time ago, rest in peace, and he
Yes.
used to scratch himself. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember him. I
He,
remember pictures of him bleeding.
yeah, he would scratch himself, bro, and
Yeah,
and he would bleed and get the goosebumps. Um,
yeah.
and then one time in one of the Ozfests, I actually asked him about that. I said, "Why you do that?" And he said it was to feel the goosebumps. And I was like, "That's so heavy. That's
Yeah,
so metal.
I was
If
gonna say that nothing
that's
more
not metal,
metal.
nothing is."
Nothing more metal than that, man. No doubt about it. Yeah, you gotta love it. And I was gonna ask you about Oz too. Huge loss for all of us. I know you did. You were good friends, and I've heard that he was inspiration for you continuing on after the split with Sepultura. Truth
Yeah,
to that? Yeah.
very, very, very truthful. Yeah, very cool. Like, we had a dinner at his house, and you know, he's been through that with Sabbath. So I was like,
Right.
we're just talking, and I mentioned, like, I quit. I left the band, and I don't know if I'm gonna make more music anymore. And he was really like, I don't know, you get back on that horse, you get you get back in that ring, and I think the words he said was really cool. It was something like, you get back and you go to war. And I was like, fuck yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Like, how can you say no to that? And I was
No
like,
doubt.
let's get back and let's go to war.
I
Uh,
love it.
and that's what I did. And I made the first Soulfly record,
Yep. And I was thinking that I'm like, we may not be sitting here talking about Soulfly if not for Ozzy. Pretty
Yeah,
great.
it's crazy. What a crazy thing to think about it.
Yeah.
And of course, like, um many many things change um in music, but I think that the passion that he had for music and for life, that's one of the things, man. I think, like, the amount of love that was expressed for him in his death, it was really cool to see that was like a overwhelming
Yep.
the metal community. And also it was cool to see how big this metal community is,
Yeah.
like, we're a
Yeah.
huge fucking tribe,
Yeah.
and
I
we care
some I
we care
sometimes
deeply.
wonder, the way music sells and everything now, and are my metal people out there? Well, they are, man. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and it was like, we lost our chief. Ozzy was our chief.
Yeah.
He was our our warrior.
Hmm.
Uh, but we can always just carry with us all the great memories and the great lessons that he gave us. And yeah, man, I mean, it's like, yeah, and you have the music forever there,
Yep.
which is a great body of work.
No doubt.
Actually thinking about, we're probably gonna try to play Symptom of the Universe on the Chaos
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah, because that was like with the first cover of Sabbath I ever did.
Yeah. It was great
I
too.
was I was scared shitless to cover. It was like touching something sacred. You're not supposed to touch
Right.
that. But yeah, but let's go touch it anyway.
And it was great, man. I love what you did with that for sure.
Yeah, it came out pretty cool.
It really did. It really did. Let's talk about Zyon co-producing this record. The drums on this record. This record, Uncle Igor's got to be so proud, man.
Yeah.
This kid's amazing. Co-produces the record. There's a quote in the press release. I got to handle a good amount of the production for the first time. Trying to take the band to places we have never been before was a blast. Do you feel like the band went to some new places on this record?
I do, and that's mainly I very much I credit that to Zion, you know. And it was cool, and that was one of the reasons I produced Soulfly records before, like Prophecy, Dark Ages,
Hmm.
and I wanted. That's what I said to him. I said I want you to produce this record. I don't want to produce because if I produce, it's gonna come out exactly how I want it, and I don't want that. I want something
Ah,
different. And I even actually told him like I want you to say don't accept my first riff or idea. Challenge that a little bit, you know?
wow.
Uh, like don't go overboard, don't get crazy, you know? Like a lot of them are good ideas, so don't fucking shut me down on everything. But in a couple of them, you can challenge me to try to do something better. And we did that. And that was really cool. For me, it was awesome because it was this producer that's not a yes man, that's not gonna say yes to everything that I'm throwing at him, you know?
Right.
And it's actually like challenging me to make a better riff, make a better line, find a better chorus.
Yeah.
The songwriting can be better. And then I think on top of that, he did took the stuff so serious. Like a lot of the ear candy on the record, a lot of the noises that you hear, especially on headphones, that
Yeah.
was him and Arthur together, like making the sound really go to the future.
Okay.
I call it tribal technology. That's what I call it because that's what it is. This record is a tribal record, but infused with technology of right now, with the moment. And then
It's
you have this fusion of these two.
it's so cool you mentioned that because you record this thing at Platinum Underground Studio, one of the most state of the art studios in the world. John Aquilino, studio owner, engineered the record. Uh, he has one of the last Focusrite boards. He got it from South Africa, built a room around this thing. It is a state of the art facility. And I heard things like Gena, and always was, always will be, which has that ethereal kind of noise in the background. There's, almost can hear some chant, some tribal stuff, but
Yeah.
it's really, and I thought the production was really unique. The sounds are unique, the production style is unique. Knowing you're going into a place like Platinum Underground, uh, do you explore those possibilities more? Does it change your writing style knowing that all of those sounds and that feel is possible?
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, especially like, I'm talking to John and he's telling me stories like, yeah, Elton John recorded the Lion King
Yeah.
soundtrack on this board,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, that's like this is a special board already,
Totally.
Um, but then in the other hand, it's like I just want to like do what I do, I gotta do what I do. I play music first and foremost. I'm kind of selfish. I play music I want to hear myself.
Right.
It's a selfish thing, but it doesn't become selfish because a lot of people like the same stuff that I like. So that makes this music go to a lot of people end up liking the same music.
Yeah.
But I'm in the studio. I'm just trying all the different possibilities that this music can go with the vocals, with the sounds, with the noises.
It's so
Uh,
cool, man.
yeah,
Um,
and so I think it was a good team, like John, me, Zion, Arthur. It was just a cool. Arthur just came out like yes, winning album of the year last year with Blood Incantation,
yeah.
uh, and he's finally like being celebrated as one of the real good upcoming producers, of right now of heavy music. And
Yeah.
then having him and Zion work on this thing together, and a song like Gehenna, it's great. The craziest thing, we wrote this song and I sent it to Arthur and I said, now Arthur, I want you to Frankenstein this song. I want you to fuck it all up. I want you to don't use the beginning that we have, don't use the middle, don't use the end. Make it all up, backwards, upside down. And he chopped it all up and he sent something back to me. It was the totally opposite of what we had, and that what was cool. The record. This song is total experimental, man.
Yeah.
I never done that in any of my records. I never let a producer chop my shit.
Right, right.
And I
That's
told him, like, you chop that shit in pieces and then put it all back together, and then let me figure out how to play that later. I don't care about it. I'll
it,
figure out later how to play it.
it has that feeling too, man. It is it's fucked up, like it's just so
Comes out of it's abrasive beginning,
very abrasive. Yeah, that's a great word for it
And,
for
and
sure.
I love the drumming on Gehenna. I think there's a crazy it's tribal double bass.
Oh,
Tom work is great.
the drums across this record, just amazing. I mean, just amazing.
And
Uh,
what else was cool was that we didn't use click tracks, so the whole record has no click
wow,
tracks.
wow,
So
unbelievable.
everything was very organic. So
Yeah,
it feels like a record that was recorded in the 70s or 80s before we had Pro Tools,
right.
uh, because you're not playing to a click.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's raw.
it feels very human,
Yep.
even if it slows down and speeds it up. I think one of the cool songs that we did that you can feel the speed up, slow down is Black Hole Scum.
Hmm.
And it has that ending that really slowed down dramatically. And it was cool. I was even joking, like, that's a crazy name of a song. It's like Soundgarden meets
That's
Napalm
what it
Death.
reminded me of. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mentioned John Aquilino. Now I know John Aquilino's name from Icon. He was in the band Icon, the 80s metal band. Always liked that band. Great
Yeah.
guitar player, great songwriter. Have you ever written anything with him and or played with him, jammed with him, thought about a band with him?
No, no, that's a cool idea. Actually, like, John is cool. We talk about both me and Arthur are big Icon fans.
Yeah.
Uh, we listen to the records all the time, and with John tells all the stories of the 80s, you know, all the cocaine stories and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's great. I mean, but our relationship is so cool, man, because it's like I've done a lot of records there now. I did Cavalera, I did
Hmm.
uh Go Ahead and Die, I did Soulfly. I did a shitload of records there. I actually met him through Ice-T. Ice-T
Oh,
was
really?
actually, yeah, he was rehearsing there with Body Count, and I ended up being invited to be on a Body Count record, and that's where I met John, and I was like completely blown away that he had a bunker in the middle of Arizona. You go underground in a bunker, man, and it's crazy.
That's so
And
cool.
one of the craziest things that you go there, you enter that bunker in the morning, and you come out. It's nighttime. You've been there all day recording. You don't even see the day's already over. You come out, it's dark. It's
In the land of the sun. How
yeah, it's
ironic.
it's crazy. It's a cool fucking studio, man.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, yeah, John, he did a solo for me on a Go Ahead and Die record. That's actually really cool. There's a song called Druggle Cop.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
should, you should check it out. That's John's solo, like very icon type solo.
Love
Uh,
it.
yeah, really cool. Yeah, I love making records everywhere. This one's cool because it's at my home, so I don't have to go anywhere. It's very
Yeah.
make it really easy for me. But I also like the challenge to go somewhere else. So I think maybe for the next Soulfly, I might go to Europe or I
Okay.
might go to Australia, just to change the scenery.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, for this one, it was cool that we did at Platinum. That board is incredible.
Yeah.
And we had all the time in the world to do the record the right way. And it was quite a journey to get to what we have now. It was definitely one of the most kind of like anxiety filled record. I was very anxious,
Yeah.
uh, a lot of pressure, but fun at the same time. I
Well,
was in,
that's key, man. That is key. You got to
yeah,
have fun.
But also the pressure is good. Like you got the pressure, you got to deliver something good.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's like one of the things that said I really like this guy wrote something like Max just came out with Storm the Gates, and it's a song that only like a master of the craft could have crafted this like this, type shit. And
Mhm.
yeah, I thought that was cool. It was like he really channeled the experience and the wisdom that you gain from all those years of making records
Yeah.
into something that you know only like if you're a veteran of the music that you can actually like do this kind of shit. It's
Yeah.
not for the young guns.
That's what I'm saying. When I listen to a lot of the stuff, it has similarities to what you've done, and you're an inspiration to them, and there's an influence there and all of that. But when you do it, it's different, man. It's just different.
I
I don't
don't
know. There's a certain magic to what you do that, like you say, that soul comes through that voice, and there's that certain production style or crunch that you have to the music that just there's a magic to it that is the other people can't just you can't just get it. It's there. uh
appreciate that. Appreciate it, man.
Totally, man, and we appreciate you for sure. um One of my favorite things about Soulfly is the Soulfly song. Every record has the Soulfly song. Soulfly, the original, 2, 3, all the Roman numerals up. Now we got 13. And it's that instrumental tribal thing, Brazilian indigenous tribe feel to it. And it's just when you're producing that, I listen to those, and they feel very improvisational, they feel very impulsive. Are those, do you write those, or is that something that you get in and dim the lights? How, do you record those differently? Those Soulfly songs?
Yeah, so they were born out of mistake. We were actually jamming on the first record. I was jamming with the Brazilian guys, and I came up with this melodic acoustic riff, and we start jamming. And yeah, I think it was like dark in the studio, but it was not meant to do that. It was just an accident,
Yeah.
and the producer recorded that. And then I listened to it, I was like, we got a song here, man. We got an instrumental, uh, you know,
Mhm.
cinema kind of a song, and became like a trademark. But I think this one is a bit different from all the other ones because
Yeah.
it was more like, again, I told Zyon to be more involved, and he took the charge. He plays the keyboards on this one, and we had a bunch of friends and family playing different instruments,
Mhm.
and it came out really cool. It's really esoteric. This one, it feels very esoteric.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I just love it. I love that track in the middle of all this chaos. That track,
Yeah.
uh, it's pretty cool. I know you got another one. I don't want to keep it too long. I want to remind people they can get your coffee blend still, right? The Soulfly
Yeah.
Healer coffee and the Blood
Yeah.
Brothers coffee with you and Igor. Uh, Very cool. There'll be a link to that. You'll be touring in Australia at the end of January. Any more touring plans?
Not yet. Not yet. Not till
Okay.
next year. But
Okay.
it's coming.
Do you look forward to it?
Of course,
You do?
always.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Some guys I talk to that have been doing it for as long as you have, they're tired. They do it because they have to. They like it, but they would, if they could, they wouldn't. So,
I'm a bit opposite of that. I think I have a screw loose when it comes to that. I really enjoy the crazy nomadic life. I love the different city every night. I like the different food. I love
yeah,
to experience the cities.
gotta love Chicago.
Yeah, I love that you're in a different city every day and it's
Yeah,
different people.
yeah.
It's cool, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate the interview, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. And please say thank you to Gloria. What she does is immeasurable. I so
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
How she channels all of this stuff. It's great. New record, Chama, out October 24th, Nuclear Blast Records, soulfly.com for all things Soulfly. Max, thank you so much.
Thanks again. We'll see you in
All right.
Chicago, brother.
Take care, brother.